the video we have all been waiting for. It's about to get real. Let's talk about this life thing, this thing of being a doctor. Action. Hi beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Anava and I make faith related and medical related videos. Welcome to another sit down chatty video, and in today's video we're going to be having a little bit of a catch-up session in which we're going to be talking about it's going to be just a career update really, what has been happening with me, where I am, how far I am, and just what's happening in my career. I feel like when the last time I spoke to you, I have been a little bit up and down, and if you watch my vlogs, I kind of like update my vlogs with what's happening, but I haven't really like sat down and told you guys exactly where I am in my career. And yeah, honestly, we're doing this journey thing together, so we're going to go through the ups and downs together, and I'm going to update you guys every step of the way. Fun fact, my microphone stops recording on its own. I have ordered, or I am ordering rather, a very good microphone, and it should be in about 6 weeks. So the sound is going to get much better, guys. Sidebar anyway, let's talk about my career. I think the last career update I did was beginning of last year, 2023, when I told you guys that I had applied for several things and nothing was working out and I didn't know what to do. I thought about going to rural, I thought about starting STP, and yeah, I think I settled in pediatrics from what I remember, and I was in pediatrics for quite a long time. And somewhere towards the end of last year, I left pediatrics and I went to the emergency medicine department. I think I did vlog about that. And I was in the emergency medicine department for about 2 months. And then I made the choice myself to leave pediatrics and go to emergency medicine. And I was there for about 2.5 months, 2-3 months. And it was amazing. I loved it. Not something I would want to do for the rest of my life, but in that season, it was amazing. And then from emergency medicine, without informing me or without any prior knowledge, I was moved to internal medicine. And I didn't fight the movement because, number one, I don't know if I would have won because there was a shortage of doctors in internal medicine. But also, number two, internal medicine is something that I wanted to specialize in. So I didn't mind the move. And so I went to internal medicine and I was there for, I think, 3 months. A little over 3 months, I was in internal medicine, and then I personally made the choice to move from internal medicine and go to OPD. And so currently, as it stands, I'm currently in the outpatient department in the high cost ward, where I just see people who walk in, walkouts, walk-in admissions. I'm the first person that you're going to meet, and that is in the high cost department, and that is where I'm currently working as an SRMO. Now, to get to the nitty-gritty details of why I made those movements, there was a lot that factored the decisions that I made of where I want to be. The reason I left pediatrics was because I was thoroughly convinced, and I did speak about it here, that I wanted to do internal medicine, and I really was convinced. And internal medicine is such a huge passion of mine. If you guys have been around for a while, you will know that I love internal medicine. If you know me in real life, you will know that I love internal medicine, and it was my dream to become a physician, because internal medicine is so interesting. Like, it's a puzzle. You just put things together. Like, the human body is so beautiful. Like, it's just such an interesting specialty for me, and that was my dream. And so I left pediatrics to go to emergency medicine because of the working timetable. I liked the working timetable in emergency medicine more than I did in pediatrics, and I left in the festive season, so I did need the working timetable of emergency medicine because I had certain plans during the festive season that I wanted to, I won't go into that, but that's why I went to emergency medicine, and I found I loved it. It was beautiful. My colleagues were wonderful. The working timetable was wonderful, and I enjoyed it. And then the year started, and there was a shortage in internal medicine, and so they moved me to internal medicine, and I didn't mind because I was like, you know what, I did apply to internal medicine STP, and yeah, I got to internal medicine, started working, and about a month in, I had applied to internal medicine STP, specializing, and so I received my letter of acceptance for STP in internal medicine. And fun fact, I applied to Levi Mwanawasa, which is not where I work, and I was accepted there, and I was supposed to move, but I decided to stay where I currently work. I won't go into why I did that. But yeah, so I got my letter of acceptance for STP and I became an internal medicine registrar. I did not officially register, and the reason I didn't register for internal medicine STP was, as I was in internal medicine, guys, the workload was crazy. It was crazy. Like, I came from pediatrics to emergency medicine, which are both busy, but there is no specialty that compares to internal medicine when it comes to workload. And the thing is, I knew that internal medicine was crazy. I knew it was going to be busy, and I went in with that prior knowledge. But when I got there, I was just caught off track. Like, I was so sidetracked, and I was just like, what is this? Like, in other departments where you'd finish a ward round by lunch, and then like your second ward round would have to start like at 14, and then you'd finish it by like 16, 17. In internal medicine, you'd find your finish in your morning ward round at 14 or 15. Guys, like, it was crazy, and there were so many wards to cover, so many patients to see, so many procedures. Like, it was so much. And I had my letter of acceptance, but I failed to register because I became so overwhelmed, and I began to slowly realize, like, I spoke to many people. If you guys watched my 12 question series, I'm going to link it up here. I had a 12 question series where I'd speak to doctors in different specialties, and I'd find out what made them choose that specialty. And many people that I spoke to actually loved internal medicine, but they'd always go to a different specialty, and they'd just be like, internal medicine is just too much. And I never understood why. And I think in that moment, in that little glimpse, I think it was within that 1 month, I understood why you can love internal medicine so much with your everything, but you can choose to not do it. Because it requires such a dedication. When I speak to the physicians that are internal medicine specialists at my hospital, and the way they dedicate themselves. I remember one physician told me he recently graduated from STP, and he was like, I was in the hospital 24/7, day and night. I'm in the hospital, I'm learning, I'm finding special cases, I'm matching it to what I'm reading in the textbook. And of course, that is medicine everywhere, in every specialty, but it takes an extra step in internal medicine and in general surgery, specifically these two, because of the amount of, guys, it was a lot. And I think I learned that I myself am trying to build myself outside of medicine. I love my career. I would never quit being a doctor. And it's something that I'm very passionate about. But I am trying to build my ministry, for example. That is outside of medicine. I'm trying to build my business, my social media platform. I'm trying to travel the world and enjoy life and enjoy my youth. And all that I am doing outside of medicine. And there are some people who are able to give everything that they are to medicine, and that is what the field requires of you. You will give majority of your life to it. But there are some people who give everything that they are. I have heard of people who don't even pursue marriage or relationship because of their career. They are in love with their career that much. And I came to realize that's not me. And I want to have more, and I want to build more outside of medicine. And so in those little 3 months, I sat with my acceptance letter and I wrestled with it, because time was coming close to the cutoff time. The cutoff time for registering, was end of March. And I sat and I stared at that application letter, and I really began to weigh my options of whether I want to register and go into internal medicine. And I decided not to, guys. And the fact that for the past 4 years now, I have been singing about internal medicine. I want to practice internal medicine. I want to do internal medicine. Internal medicine is the love of my life. And to actually get to the point where I was about to fulfill that dream and just step back and just say, I can't. It took a lot. And I still love internal medicine. I still love it, guys. Like, who knows, maybe I will go back and do it again 1 year, 2 years from now when my life is more stable. But because it just wasn't the right season for it, I just decided not to do it. So yeah, guys, that is how I didn't drop out of internal medicine STP, but I didn't pursue internal medicine STP, and I stepped back. And I decided to go to OPD, high cost ward, like I said, and that is where I am right now, and that is where I'm going to be for like probably the next few months. If they don't move me abruptly, that is where I plan to stay. and then next year I do plan to apply for something. I won't mention it now because I don't want to jinx it, but when I do apply for it, I'm going to let you guys know, because I've had like a roller coaster of different specialties that I want to do. I thought of doing family medicine because it's a little like internal medicine, but I will have a touch of different specialties because I love everything. But yeah, I'll let you guys know when I apply for what I'm applying for. But I just wanted to say that internal medicine didn't work out. So yeah, that is where my career is right now. I'm currently chilling, if I can say, and just not really relaxing, but kind of just like in a zone of trying to figure out what to do. There was a point, and I'm so glad I'm out of that, where I really did question if I even wanted to do medicine. Because I had, in the last year, we have lost 2 doctors at our hospital, and these are specialists, the people who finished STP. One was in obs and gynae, one was in general surgery, and these are people who were passionate about their work, the people who I worked with personally. They mentored me, they taught me, and I think their deaths, especially the second one, because he was like one of my favorite teachers in the hospital, his death kind of like shook me, because I just realized, like, what are we really doing? Like, he dedicated his life to surgery. He was a very brilliant surgeon. He was a good teacher, and he graduated 2 years ago, and in less than 2 years he died. And it was so painful, because it's like, why are we even pursuing all this? Like, what is medicine? Like, you will give your whole life to a career that is not going to, I don't know, like, it just gave me a lot to think about, because I was just like, what's the point of all this? Like, we are sacrificing ourselves, we are neglecting our families, we are neglecting our personal life, we're neglecting ministry to pursue a degree, and at the end of the day, it doesn't even give you anything, because if you're going to die, like, what was the point? You know? And yeah, I think that's when my mentality changed, and I started to like pursue things outside of medicine more, because I think I did have a good work-life balance. But now I'm realizing, like, this medicine thing, guys, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, and if that is your life and you find your purpose in that, then so be it. But there is more to life than just your career. And I think I had that little shake up when those 2 doctors passed, and that's what made me, like, I feel like every decision that I have made since then has been affected by the mindset that I'm currently in. And there's a point when I was just like, I'm so tired of this medicine thing. You just take my time, you take my energy, you take my life, and I get nothing in return. And I think that's when I made the decisions. But that being said, I did also, on the flip side, besides my local career, my international career, I was pursuing my residency in America. I think the last time I told you guys, I had done USMLE, I had done OET, which is the English exam. I don't know if I did a medical update after I did OET, but I did do OET. I wrote the exam, and I got my ECFMG license. If you did watch my vlogs, you would know that I got my ECFMG license. It's somewhere in the house. I need to bring it and show you guys, but it's fine. I got my ECFMG license, and I was really, really proud of myself. But for me to get my license, it was also a journey. Number one being, I had to do a pathway. I applied, and then my school had to approve to just say that I was at the school. They had to fill in certain documentation to say I was a student there, and everything that I have handed in is actually legit. And so ECFMG contacted my school. They contacted my school initially in 2019, and they never responded from 2019, but we sent the second request in July 2023, and then we sent the third request in September 2023, and my school only replied in December 2023. And just the waiting process, the first time that I sent the request in 2019, I didn't really follow it up, because I knew I still had time to write my exams, to write OET and everything. But fast forward into 2023, when I sent the second request in July, I started to follow it up. And when I tell you guys that I used to have my phone, I used to have the time in Beijing, China, because I studied in China. I used to have the time in Philadelphia, America, because that's where the head office of ECFMG is. And then I used to have the time in Zambia, and I would wake up at random hours of the night, because I'd have to like be on the phone and wait. When I say I'll be on the waiting list for hours, I'll be on the waiting list for hours in Beijing, and then they'll tell me this, and then I'll call, and I'll have to wait because you can't call at the same time because they're on opposite sides of the world. So when it's 12 a.m., it's 12 p.m. in America. And so I'll speak to Beijing, and then I'll have to wait. And then when the time aligns the following day with America, I'll be on the phone with them. Then they'll say, okay, tell your school this. And then I'll wait. And then the following day, I'll be with China. And it was just going on for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then like maybe for 2 weeks, I wouldn't hear anything. And then I'll like check up with ECFMG, and they'll be like, no, we told your school this. We sent them this. Then I'll have to call my school, and like just the back and forth. It was crazy. But it was mentally draining. Honestly, I won't lie, and there's a point when my school stopped picking up my phone calls because I really harassed them. I sent them a lot of emails because I was like, you guys, I have applied to residencies. That's another thing. I had applied to residencies in America. Starting in September, I had applied to like a bunch of residencies, and I kept calling my school and saying, you guys, like residencies are waiting for my certification. It's like I cannot practice, like my HPCZ certification. If I don't have my license, I cannot practice in Zambia. And so for me to get my license, I needed my school to approve me. And I'm like, I've applied to residencies, but they're not going to even blink twice and look at me because I don't have my license, and you guys are the ones holding up my license. And I began to harass them. I really think it was harassment because they stopped picking up my calls, but I still called them, and I called them repeatedly. And yeah, it was such a battle. And I applied to residencies. I sent the second request, like I said, to my school for them to approve me in September. I applied to residencies in September and October. I reached out, and I did not get any feedback. And I understand because I didn't have my certificate, and they need that. They need your license in order for them to even consider you. I did not get any interviews, and it was just really a hot mess. In November, I gave up and I just let things be. And then in December, I was praying, and I just decided to try one more time. And I called my school, and they said, okay, we've done it. And I was like, oh wow. I called US ECFMG, and they told me yes, they got the approval, and they told me that you received your certificate. This was December 3rd, if I remember correctly. And they said, we're doing the processing and everything. Just check the online portal, keep updating, and we're going to update on the online portal when your certificate is released. And that takes about 2 weeks for them to do the whole process. So in 20-something of December, I really can't remember the date, I received a notification on my online portal that my certificate was ready, and then they had shipped it via mail to come to the address that I put, and that was my address here in Zambia. And yeah, it took about a week or so, and on the 9th of January 2024, which is a day before my birthday, I received my ECFMG certificate, and I am officially licensed to practice medicine in the United States of America. But the downside, that is a very, very big thing. I do not take that, I do not belittle that, but the downside of that is that all the residencies at that time had already done interviews, had already made their choices, and no one was really going to interview me and choose me in January. So when March came around and March day came around, it wasn't a surprise. I did not match into any residency, and I wasn't accepted for any residency. And yeah, that is how I ended up here, guys. And at that time, while all that was happening, of course, I was doing that was my transition of emergency medicine. And that is why I had to go to the emergency medicine for their timetable, because I was constantly like running back and forth, traveling to Lusaka, calling my school. Like there was a lot of back and forth with me trying to sort this thing out. But yeah, when I went to internal medicine and I received that I wasn't matched or anything, I think I was disappointed and I was a little bit heartbroken because I don't know, it was just a really sad situation. And so yeah, I packed my ECFMG certificate and I decided to go to OPD and just, you know, relax. And that is why I say maybe I will go back to internal medicine, but I do want to pursue something different. And so yeah, guys, moving forward, what is the plan? The plan is that I do want to apply for something. There's a program I have seen which is under public health. It's not necessarily public health or masters, but it's just something under epidemiology which I want to apply for this year. And hopefully if I get accepted for that, that is what's going to take up majority of this year as I am working where I'm currently working. And then next year I do want to apply for STP. I won't mention in what specialty, but I do want to apply for STP, and that is something that I do plan to pursue in 2025. And then I do also want to apply for residency again, but I don't think I'm going to apply this year, number one, because my finances are not in alignment. It takes a lot of money to apply for residency, the whole process. I have spoken about it in my USMLE process video, and I will do an updated part 2, because I know I ended part 1. I think I ended on the exams, step exams. So coming into errors and all this, everything else that I had to do, I will make a part 2 and update you guys, including the fees that I had to pay. But yeah, you are looking at thousands of dollars, like thousands of dollars, hitting like almost 5,000 plus dollars. And so it takes a lot to apply for residency, and financially I'm not there to apply this year, and so I don't plan to apply this year to residency. That is why I do want to pursue other things locally, and even next year. But next year, September, I do plan to apply to a residency. And yeah, that is where I currently stand. My ECFMG certificate expires in 2026, so fingers crossed I will get into a residency next year. And if I don't, I don't know, honestly guys, I don't know. This career thing, like, it's really a lot of up and down, and I understand why many people told me to go the PLAB route. But it's just that I had already started with USMLE, and it was pointless to have written 2 exams under USMLE and then leave them and go and do PLAB. But at least when you do PLAB, you are guaranteed that you are going to enter the system, whereas USMLE, you are not guaranteed. But yeah, anyway, it is what it is. If USMLE fails, and I do not get accepted to any residency, then maybe I'll consider doing the PLAB route. But yeah guys, that is where I currently stand, and that is where everything is right now. It's been a long journey, a very, very long journey, and that is my career update. It may not be the best career update. I am not specializing yet. I finished internship 2 years ago, and I still haven't started specializing. And honestly, like, it's even hard to say, because many people are like, what are you waiting for? But again, I don't want to rush and make the wrong decision, because there are many people who, on the flip side, have told me, take your time in choosing a specialty. Because for me, I chose a specialty out of convenience. If I could go back, I would have chosen this or have done this. And yeah, I'm just taking my time. I am listing out different things, reasons why I should choose a specialty, the different factors that go into choosing a specialty. It's not just about what you love, it's about the life you're trying to live, life-work balance. It's about opportunities, job opportunities that you're going to have. And it's just so much that I'm taking into consideration of choosing what I want to do. It's no longer just, oh, I love this, oh, I enjoy this. Like, I feel like I have matured, honestly, in my career, and now I'm taking a lot into consideration of what I want to do. But yeah, anyway, this is the end of the video. This is my career update, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video, and if you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And yeah, just to end this video, a little bit of a heads up. I am going on a break. I am leaving YouTube for a short while. I don't even know how to say this, but yeah, I do need a break from everything, literally social media. I think I will probably be found on Instagram. If you want to keep up with me, guys, go to my Instagram. I'm going to put the name on the screen. I'm going to be posting there. I'm going to be posting reels, which are like my mini vlogs. I'm going to be posting on my stories. I'm going to be posting like just my life updates there. So if you do want to keep up with me, please go to my Instagram. But I am taking a break from YouTube. I think I do have one video coming up after this, which is a vlog. I don't know. Okay, I might have a video after this, but if I don't, then this is officially goodbye, guys. And I will definitely be back. I'm not going away forever. You know me, I take my breaks and I come back, but I would never ever ever leave YouTube. This is my favorite platform. But yeah, guys, so this is the end of the video. If you did enjoy, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I will definitely see you guys when I see you guys. Thank you so much for just spending time and being on my channel. I thoroughly appreciate it, 100%. I really appreciate it, and I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys so much.